course it's real. And see, we have taken God with our Western mindset, and we've tried to remove the supernatural out of it. Christianity, I know the occult wants to make it seem like it's the most spiritual thing on the planet. It's not. Christianity, when it's done according to the Bible and according to what the apostles did, it is the most supernatural journey on the planet. Because will you have encounters with the Holy Spirit? The answer is yes. And the question I want to ask today, is the fullness, the baptism of the Holy Spirit, is this important in the life of the believer today? And I believe the answer to that is emphatically yes, because Paul writes these things in these verses. Galatians 5:16. So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. Let me say this. You're dealing with an issue of temptation. You're trying to overcome it, and you keep failing. Guess what you need? The power of the Holy Spirit. You need, when the Holy Spirit gives you an invitation, you need to come to the Spirit of God and say, fill me with everything you got. Because at salvation, did you and I receive the Holy Spirit? The answer is yes. Holy Spirit came inside of me. But are there times in the life of a believer throughout their life that the Spirit of God comes on them in greater power and does greater things? I also believe the answer is yes. Because I've been in churches where, they'll say, you receive the Spirit at salvation, you got all you need. I won't see one gift move in that service. I won't see one gift move in the life of those believers. They will come in, they'll listen to sermon after sermon, really good Bible teacher, but oftentimes they'll be as lukewarm or spiritually dead as anything else. And the question is why? It's because it requires a daily interaction with the Holy Spirit. And here's the other thing. Again, let's just imagine Jesus is the Holy Spirit. I'm me. If I'm going to talk to him, let's just imagine he's Jesus. What am I going to say? Jesus, how are you? If Jesus is the Holy Spirit, I'm going to say, Holy Spirit, how are you? And I'm going to begin to talk to the Holy Spirit. God is three in one. We have one what and three who's. There's people today that will say that the Trinity is a false doctrine. I'm like, these people are out of their minds. Just read the scriptures. Paul over and over again makes a differentiation between the Father and the Son. And if you're going to tell me that Jesus is the Father, I'm like, dude, you didn't even read the Gospels. He's praying and he's saying Father. And not only that, in John's Gospel, when Jesus is talking about going away, he mentions the Holy Spirit and uses the word He over and over again. The Holy Spirit is not a force. He's not a thing. He's the third person of the Trinity, and He desires deep intimacy with you and I. He desires a deep relationship where He can speak to us. He can reveal things. He can use us to touch the broken. But it requires His power and His presence. In Galatians 5:18 it says, but if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under the law. Galatians 5:25, since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Spirit. In Ephesians 5:16, do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead, be filled with the Spirit. One of the pastors, preachers I greatly admire is Warren Wiersbe. Him and I greatly disagree on this topic.